All right, well, welcome to pickguard modification day. Wish me luck. Rip this off. All right. Oh, well, not bad. Just got to fix those pips in the corners. All right, well, there you have it. That's not bad for freehanding, other than those original Tele pickguard screw holes. You know, it turned out pretty good. Holy smokes, look at that. That fits pretty good. So those little dog ears, you know, because of the screws that were in there before, kind of messed that up. But, you know, it's a prototype and I can make another pickguard. All right, so I just wanted to see what the white pickguard would look like with the black hardware. And you know what? It looks pretty good. To save time, I'm just going to go with this white pickguard. I'm going to run this Wilkinson Telepup in the bridge. This was, if you guys watched my series way back when Two Bike Mike sent me this Nashville Tele, that Wilkinson pup was originally in there. I'd since replaced it with a fat-bodied Artec pickup. But you know what? I think I kind of preferred the Wilkinson, and I just didn't bother changing it out again. So I'm going to put this Wilkinson in there. It is a ceramic pickup. I'm not a big fan, but I seem to recall that I kind of liked the sound of this one. And then this was an Amazon P90. I have another one of these hanging around somewhere. I'm going to do that. Okay, just install the bridge with the pickup, obviously, and here are the wires. And I did run a small ground wire just underneath the bridge right here, and I sanded the bridge underneath just to expose the metal underneath the black paint, so to make contact with that ground wire, just as a precaution, I guess, just to make sure that it's well grounded. Now I have to remove the neck to install that pickguard, because the pickguard edge has to slide underneath the neck. And with a single coil, I'd have enough room to slide it in there, but with the humbucker, I can't pull it out far enough and slide it in under the neck. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, so check this out, boys and girls. That doesn't look too shabby at all. The purloin's not coming out. Oh, there it is. So that doesn't look too bad with the white pickguard. Two Bike Mike, thanks for the suggestion to just keep the pickguard white. It, yeah, it looks pretty good. All right, guys, we're getting close. I'm gonna wire up this switch, and maybe we can get some sounds going. I'm just wiring the last wire. This should be the bridge pickup. That should do it. Let's put this sucker inside. So I totally bypassed the tone knob. This knob is just there for show. So I just went straight to volume, right out the jack. Just pure pickup tone, other than what's going through the switch and the volume pot. All right, time to plug this in. Jeepers. I don't hear any noise from the amp, like nothing. Well, oh, look at that. There we go. Little position. Oh, success. We're almost ready for some strings. I gotta change that nut though first. It's coming. Oh, look at that. Yay. It was barely glued in there. Perfect. So I got these little files from work I went to see the shop teacher there and asked him if I could borrow some files. I was hoping that one of these would work, but it's too wide. I thought maybe I could just, drop it right in the slot and just like make a couple of passes and that would be it, but it's too wide. So, and then I got this small one that's got some really aggressive teeth on it. But the problem is those teeth are also on the bottom. And if I, cut this way, it's gonna, cut a groove in the bottom of the channel here, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna use this one. It's actually smooth on one side. Man, it's close. It goes in there. It just won't seat. The new nut is in. It's seated. I have to take quite a bit of thickness off of it. And it's angled, it's got a good amount of brake angle on it. It should be right on, actually. I don't know. We'll find out soon enough. So I just got to glue it in, and then we're ready for some strings. I was just going to top load, but I want to see if my string through body holes actually line up. And oh, wow, perfectly. Right on. DR corrosion proof dragon skin strings. They are a coated string, but man, they don't feel like one and they don't really sound like one. But they are nice under the fingers. You know how some strings kind of feel like razor blades? Well, these are not those strings. These line up better than on most of my tellies that I have here. Score! And we are through with all 6. All right, so I do not use any form of luthiers knots or anything like that when I restring my guitars. I simply just make sure they overlap one under the other. So if you look closely at your tuning peg, it's the shaft of the tuning peg, right where the string goes through, is angled like this, right? So if you wrap each consecutive whine below the previous one, those wraps tend to push up towards the hole, like towards the center, jamming the string in there. Plus, these Music Lily ones, they're locking as well, right? So, so all I do is I put the string through, I pull it taut, make sure it lines up, and then I grab the string at the nut, pull it back to the first fret, right? So I grab the string at the nut, pull it back to the first fret, and that's where I lock it. And that extra slack will give me pretty much exactly 2.5 to 3 wraps of the post. Now I know some of you are saying, yeah, well, with a locking tuner, you don't need any wraps around the post. And yeah, I totally get that. Kind of defeats the purpose, right? But what I like about having extra wraps is if I ever have to take these strings off for whatever reason, I can back them up 1 turn or half a turn and still have enough to use that string again in this tuner. Whereas if I just pull it through, lock it, cut it, if that string slips or breaks or whatever, I'm done. I have to, I don't have any other extra. So this gives me just a little bit extra security, if you will. All right, we are restrung. Got strings on it. I just snipped them, tuned it up to pitch, just to see if it would actually make a sound. And, ha-ha! We have sound and we have no buzz. All right, folks, we have reached the end of the experiment, modification, whatever you want to call it. This is the updated Groove guitar. So we'll start up here. Once again, we have Music Lily locking tuners. Much better set of string trees. Graphtec self-lubricating pre-slotted nut. We have fret leveled, crowned, and polished all of the 22 frets. String alignment is pretty much perfect all the way up the neck. The only issue I have is this neck pickup is slightly off. I do not know why. I lined up both pickguards. I traced that pickup cavity perfectly. So either the Music Lily pickguard that I use as a template was slightly off, or something is offset with where the neck meets the body, but the string alignment is perfect over the bottom pickup, so I can't imagine there's anything wrong there. Anyway, P90 in the neck. We have a Music Lily Ashtray style bridge with Music Lily brass saddles. They intonated perfectly fine, but they are not as precise as the Intune Gotoh saddles. We have a full-size 250K CTS style pot with a real 3-way blade switch. The tone knob is not connected, it's just for show. I am running a Pure Tone output jack, so it has the 4 contact points on the shaft. I have upgraded the strap buttons. Not so much the buttons, but the screws that come with the buttons. They've been beefed up quite significantly. I have relocated the neck and body mounting holes so I could install a regular size plate as opposed to the longer, narrower one that came on the guitar. So that worked out perfectly. And I added string through body holes with this Music Lily string through body plate. Okay, hopefully this comes through. My cell phone no longer works for recording videos. It just freezes all the time. So I'm using an iPad, and I've always found that this particular iPad, I've tried a few videos in the past, and the audio is just terrible on an iPad. Mine anyway, I don't know why. No offense to iPad users out there. It just doesn't seem to bring out the room. But anyway, so, oh yeah, volume. Volume would help. All right, so guitar's pretty quiet. I'm sitting right behind the amp. And here is the neck pickup, the Wilkinson. Sounds like a telly. Tune well too. Let's go neck. See how much difference there is. is set right on the verge of kind of breakup. The gain is just past 12 o'clock. And with the P90, it kind of pushes it over the edge. But with the bridge pickup, it still stays pretty clean. With the P90, like it kind of wants to distort so it sounds a little muddier. But I think it's just the gain. That's pretty good. Middle. Try to crank the gain a little bit, see what happens. Wow, pretty spanky. Wish you guys could feel how smooth this neck is. Holy smokes. It's awesome. P90 with some drive. I like it. So there you have it, folks. The Groove guitar. The $198 Groove guitar, which is now like a $430 Groove guitar. Yeah, that's it. Very simple, just point and shoot style guitar. You know, cranked volume, rock and roll. Nothing fancy, just the way I like it. Should you buy a Groove guitar? Totally up to you. I don't know if they're all like this. I don't know if I got an exceptionally maybe bad one. It's not that it was bad. It's just that everything was just poorly done on it. You know, the neck mounting holes are poorly done. You know, the pick guard is just an off size totally. I don't know why it's like that. The nut was terrible. The electronics were poor. The jack was poor. The tuners are bad. String trees are pretty much the worst ones you can get, those flat butterfly ones. But, you know, the neck is super nice after a little bit of work. And the body's great. I like it. I like the color. Let me get you a weight. So, if I put the scale on the ground here, my 52-year-old body is weighing in at 165.2. Wow, I lost some weight. Okay, let me see. The scale might not be accurate. All right, well, it's giving me the same number, 165.2. So, let's do the same thing with guitar in hand minus the cable. So 165.2 172.8. Let me try that again. 172.8. So if my math is correct, this guitar, as is, weighs 7.6 pounds. Actually, that's pretty good for a Telecaster. 7.5. That's right around the norm. I think the neck and body are good. Like I said in the first video, if you're just looking to learn, this guitar tuned up, held tune, and made noise. As far as being gig worthy, right out of the box, just putting on a fresh set of strings, tuning it up, setting the intonation, and going out to a gig, no, I think you'd be fighting it all night long. But with some TLC and a little bit of common sense, it's a cool axe. I like it. It's a cool axe for sure. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you. God bless. And let me know what you think.